So moving forward, now we come to the book number 3 that begins after Frank and I have decided to become husband and wife and a partnership. So again, the date, April 27th, 1980, Sunday. Today designates a very significant day in this one little life. Today, Francesco and I were asked by Maharaji to be married. We said yes, we were planning on it, and that we would like to get married by Reverend Muir in Nature's Sanctuary. She gave her blessing with an okay, that will be fine. It will be on a Tuesday probably, the 9th of September, full moon at 11 a.m. After the service, F and I will serve those who wish to come and bless us a prepared simple luncheon, informal. Our rings will be of the infinity sign, etc. Now I'm going to move on, and now we come to January 28th, 1981. So from April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, 9 months later, 9 months after deciding to get married. This is really amazing timing. We were married on September 9th, 1980. April, May, June, July, August, September. So we decided to get married in April. 5 months later we got married, and 2 months later I conceived, and another 2 months later it was January 28th, 1981. Today I received news that I am pregnant. I went to a nice Indian doctor, Dr. Jackson, who deals very directly. After hearing that my last period was around November 11th and examining my uterus, she felt I was 8 to 10 weeks pregnant. On Tuesday morning, which was Swami Vivekananda's birthday celebration, I sent with Francesco a urine sample which he delivered at 9 a.m. At 9:15 a.m., I was sitting in the shrine at the ashram and thinking about the results. Singing Jai Shiva Guru Vivekananda, I felt a special support and confirmation. Before I called to the doctor today for the results, the thought came to me that there are many children born to many mothers, but high souls wait a long time for parents who are spiritually inclined. I feel blessed and dazed at the same time. Francesco was supposed to call me at 6 p.m. tonight, but he called at 3:15 p.m. He couldn't wait. He's so supportive. Last night he said, if we are pregnant, then ... He's as much involved as I will ever be. After my talk with Dr. Jackson, I started to cry without knowing the real cause. I continued to burst out in tears even after Francesco called. Then we laughed. I feel so apprehensive about this whole experience. We're going to keep it quiet for a while until I adjust to the reality of it all a little bit more. Mother, from here on, we are all in your care and guidance, as always. Thank you for your love and gift. Make me a worthy and fitting instrument to carry out this sacred responsibility. Joyma Anandamai. I'm going to move on. When I was suddenly awakened by the phone from my nap, one of my first thoughts were, I'm with child. I'm not alone. And it felt comforting. Although I'm 23 years old and married to a very competent man, I feel so young, literally like a child myself. I have a feeling another facet of my being is soon to emerge. Then I go on to talk about how my diet is naturally changing. I stopped drinking coffee, stopped drinking wine, stopped eating a lot of carbohydrates, started eating more brown rice, more green drink, fruits, vegetables mainly, no meat. Then I move on to say, today has been a very easygoing day. This weekend can be strenuous with Francesco, and so I'm glad to have a quiet time alone. One realization that came to me this morning was that this was just a very small part of my entire lifespan of experiences. I don't really feel in awe about being pregnant. Maybe as time goes on and his little body grows bigger, I might feel excited, but the whole thing seems reduced to a right proportion. When I think of my mom and the person she was before she got married, the person she was while having babies, and the person she is today, so much takes place in one lifetime, and no one experience lasts forever. My time with my parents, with Vedanta Center, with Francesco, and with this soul is all predetermined. It seems more comprehensible now. I don't see it as a confining experience at all, but more of a continuation of unfoldment. All these people and events that come into my life are just another petal in the lotus. Francesco doesn't really like the name Bo, so we are waiting to hear the right name. I know it is really too soon to worry about it, but for some reason I want to communicate with this soul now and give it a more tangible identity like we do our God. His soul is very quiet and peaceful. It's amazing to think at one time I was in that very same position, leaving the spirit world and entering into a human incarnation. There's no sense of time in that place, just awareness. This is turning out to be a highly unusual experience and friendship/relationship with this special soul. It's an unseen, unspoken communication, but the more I believe it's real and authentic, I feel I'm opening myself up to his way of communicating, more on the inner, intuitive level. The more respect I cultivate for him and his presence as an individual set out on his own journey, starting now in my womb, I feel our trust in each other as co-travelers on this earth will have a pure foundation and strong. Francesco pointed out something powerfully true, and that was that he was a total and complete soul, being, entity at the moment of conception. He said even though he doesn't have a physical form, he still exists in totality. We like to see and touch before we believe, but truth is truth. And that was our understanding of Abhirama aka Abraham Joseph, who was conceived sometime around November 11th, or more like around Thanksgiving time, which was November, let's say 20th. Abhirama was born August 26th, which was 9 months later. So, Hari Om Tat Sat Om. On April 8th, 1981, I wrote, "Today I had my first appointment with our new Dr. Manzi. He's familiar with the Laboyer method of delivering, and we can arrange to have a midwife nurse, also named Renee, be there to prepare and supervise the details, including the bath. I felt very comfortable with him as a doctor who doesn't want to impose his ways. As long as we have 3 of us, Gopala will have a beautiful entry into this world." This is when I first began calling my child in my womb Gopala. And to remind all of us, this is just before the ultrasound became popular, and before they were in the practice of testing to see what the sex of the child was. But I intuitively knew that this was a male child in my womb, and I immediately began calling him Gopala. We figured today that I'm about 22 weeks along, and our due date is roughly August 18th. I rode about 4 miles on the bike today, and together Gopala and I marveled at the beauty filling all space. It is truly a blessing for me to be at this stage of my pregnancy at this time of year. Every day more and more new life is springing up, and the heavens are getting warmer and warmer. We're planning to go down to Florida the week after Easter, and that will be a nice time to be down there. Sometimes when I wake up in the middle of the night, like 1:30 or 3 a.m., I feel you, I'm now writing to Gopala in my womb, I feel you start to kick or rumble to let me know that you are awake also. A sense of wakefulness comes over me, and it takes a long time to fall back asleep. Last night I put my hands on you, and in my mind I said, "Please, Gopala, go back to sleep," and right away you stopped. Gopala, you're a very good companion, and I'm realizing more and more what grace has touched our lives, yours, Papa's, and mine. I don't know when it was the last time you were here on earth, but earth is still full of beauty, and our lives are going to be filled with the beautiful, because we seek to honor and recognize the maker of the beautiful. And that was the name that came to me in the very beginning. Even before I conceived, I felt that I was going to have a Boangelo, which is a beautiful angel. And as time went on, we nixed the idea of calling him Bo, and we chose the name Abraham.